Someone get this monkey off my back. Or is it a gorilla? This episode opens with perhaps one of the weirdest sights in the series. Talking gorillas on hover bikes with laser guns.
Humans!
Meanwhile, in Central City, Flash is doing what he does best, flirting with women.
Because I'm the Flash, the fastest man alive.
You told us.
Flash has to leave the two women to chase after a van that's driving recklessly, though he seems to be taking his sweet old time about it for the fastest man on Earth. Quite a long time, in fact. A solid 2.5 minutes. The van crashes and almost falls into the river, but Green Lantern is on hand to save it. He and Flash check the van and find radioactive isotopes, and that neither of the two criminals seems to know what they were doing. The pair investigate the institute where the isotopes were stolen from and speak to a colleague of the two scientists turned criminals.
What are they working on?
That's classified information.
Want one? Hey!
If you'll excuse me, I have work to do.
As the pair reconvene elsewhere to question the case, a police report comes in. A gorilla is running loose in the city. Not just running loose, but driving as well, which oddly no one ever questions. Though I guess after a while this is just an everyday occurrence. Another surprise for the Flash is that the gorilla can talk, and that Flash is about to be blasted by a huge laser.
Get your stinking paws off me, you filthy human.
Say what?
Answers to how she knew exactly where they'd be could be raised, but not right now. After Flash has a bizarre nightmare that doesn't really seem to connect with anything, he finds himself in jail as they have video evidence of him stealing the isotopes from the police compound. Green Lantern appears, having paid Flash's bail, and interrogates Flash himself, who doesn't remember anything. Except for, of course...
Let's see. After I caught the gorilla, he told me that...
The gorilla talked to you.
Yeah, right after I stopped his car.
I'm supposed to believe this?
Hey, we both got a Martian's phone number on our speed dial. I think I deserve the benefit of the doubt here.
The pair track the gorilla, who introduces himself as Solivar, the chief of security for Gorilla City. After a quick explanation on Gorilla City, he tells them of Grodd, a criminal who escaped from their city and has been conversing with someone in the human world. The doctor from the institute before, Dr. Corwin. Flash rushes off and ends up being mind-controlled, whilst Green Lantern and Solivar trail behind, though are protected from the mind control due to a headband that Solivar had with him. Grodd manages to escape from the heroes and powers up his machine with the stolen isotopes, which I just realised means he stole them from the place where his machine was stored anyway, so why exactly did he need to mind control the two guys into driving a van about? Never mind, we'll get to that later. The machine activates and at first appears to have done nothing, but an investigation by the other Justice League members reveals there is now a force field around the city. Inside the city, Grodd has taken control of a large group of people and attacks the heroes when they approach. And for some reason the trio stick around whilst the people try to attack them, which of course gives Grodd time to leave and continue his plans. The rest of the Justice League goes off to the coordinates of Gorilla City and ends up captured.
Great. We couldn't get through that one either.
And there's still no sign of the city or its inhabitants. Perhaps if we...
Seriously, this keeps happening to them. It's revealed that Grodd is going to fire nuclear missiles at Gorilla City, with Green Lantern going after them as they're fired, whilst Flash and Solivar go to stop Grodd. The heroes in Gorilla City manage to escape, and before they're recaptured, the shield protecting Gorilla City falls, with the heroes quickly volunteering to help stop the missiles. Green Lantern manages to disable 2 of them, but the second ends up knocking him out. Whilst Flash and Solivar breach the control room and fight, which ends when the Flash baits Grodd to try and use his helmet, and this happens.
The world will miss your sparkling intellect. Goodbye, Flash.
What have you done to him?
Simple. When I pushed the helmet down over his eyes, I also crossed some wires.
We also learn that the Doctor working with Grodd truly loved him, which is a weird thing that will actually pop up again during the Justice League Unlimited series. The other missiles get close to Gorilla City, but are all prevented from harming anyone by the other Justice League members. However, Wonder Woman appears to be crushed by the one she was stopping.
Diana!
Of course, Wonder Woman's fine, but she seems quite pleased with how Batman reacted. Gorilla City honours the League, and it appears that Grodd has had his brain fried to a crisp, but all is not as it seems. Ending the episode. Given that the events in this episode will have repercussions, both big and small, for the rest of the series, it's not a wonder why this episode is as high up as it is, with the moral of not rushing into things being something both learned by the Flash and possibly a little by Batman. Also, how great is that scene? I seriously have no idea why they never cemented anything with them as a couple, even in the few episodes where we see a bit of the future. Cause hell, they straight up said that Green Lantern and Hawkgirl have a child. However, whilst the story is good, there are a few bits and pieces which fall through. Like the Flash not being able to catch up to the van, something he should have been able to do quite easily. Grodd mind-controlling two scientists to steal from the lab, yet having his machine in that same lab anyway. And while you could say it was some form of distraction, what was the intended end goal? Where were they going to take the isotopes if the place they stole them from was actually where they needed to be? Why was Solivar not wearing a headband in the first place when they met him if he knew full well of Grodd's mind control helmet? While it might seem like I'm being a bit picky, the point of this list is to find the episode with no flaws, or at the very least as few as humanly possible, and see just how well the show can present things to us. So while this episode may have attempted to be the brave and the bold, on this list it's only at number 13. Hey people, and thanks for watching this video. If you want to see the next one of these a full day before anybody else, you can do that by supporting me on my Patreon page. However, if you're watching this on my Patreon page, then thanks for your support.